Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to the charts. So yeah, 4 hour. As we can see, we're taking out these highs. The top of this triangle that we that we drew in this morning, that I reluctantly drew in this horizontal. But yeah, as you can see, we broke through it, and when we did, yeah, we got acceleration to the upside. So we're getting this move now into this resistance zone, which I think is the more serious resistance zone. And I mean, yeah, it's looking bullish. I mean, we've got to see whether we can get above this 11,800, 11,900, and then see if we can take out the top of this wick. And then that, I mean, I can't see that not triggering some upside, even if we potentially get smashed down from it. So yeah, it is generally looking bullish. Yeah, so there was a few flies in the ointment for me though that I will have a look at in a minute. But yeah, at the moment though, I mean, the trend is your friend. I mean, realistically, if we look at this triangle formation, its projected target, it isn't much higher than where it is, and I wouldn't say it is above the high of this candle wick here either. So that is a little bit problematic. We'll have a look at the stochastics. 4 hour, as you can see, getting up to that bullish zone where it could potentially get a bit toppy, but obviously, as we know, these stochastics can stay up there for a while. 10 hour, I mean, they've got to pretty much be turning back up now. 10 hours turn back up. We were looking at these turning back up this morning, so they're looking good. Daily, well, daily looked like it was going to come out into the purple zone, but has at the moment looked like it's going to change that direction. And yeah, there's no point looking at the weekly. So but yeah, so we've sort of had the pop out, we've had the move up. It is a case of can we get above this zone, and then can we get above these wicks, and can we basically just start to form a support zone, a support box here, and start trading above this zone. I mean, the real issue that I have with it is potential dollar strength incoming. So that's it. I'll lay my cards on the table. I'll put it out there. I feel like we're gonna have a bit of dollar strength, only temporarily. Basically a 1 to 4 candle correction on the daily for the dollar index, and I think that will could have a bit of downward pressure. We'll go over to that dollar index chart. We'll just have a look at this one first. Just have a look at this. Also, I mean, interestingly, I think this could affect Bitcoin. And you may have to hear me out on this one, because it's probably not what you're expecting. This is obviously one of those big popular, everyone is piling their money in stocks. You can see it's got a pennant formation. It's had a big move up. Is it going to break upwards and outwards of this pennant? Maybe. Is it going to break down and out of this pennant? Maybe. So what I basically want to say is, if we break out to the lower side of this pennant and start to make a move down, then I feel like a lot of money is going to come out of Tesla. And it's a lot of hot speculative money. It's a lot of money that likes to just do crazy things, basically. It's hot money, and where could that money go? Where could that money find a home? There are two options in my mind. One is precious metal miners, like especially some of the smaller cap miners, silver miners, gold miners, and the actual metals themselves. The other option is crypto. So yeah, either of those options are fine with me. I'm more than happy with those guys pumping either of the bags that I hold. But maybe it'll be a combination of the two. Maybe. What I will say is that the Nasdaq and stock markets have been strong this whole time, that Tesla has not managed to basically get to this high again. If we look at this high on the 13th of June, if I go over to the Nasdaq, here is the Nasdaq, and we're going to have a look at the 13th of June, you can basically see where the Nasdaq was. So it was the 13th of June. Am I going crazy here? Why is it not? The 13th of June wasn't the weekend, was it? Was it a Friday? Wait, we'll get it back up, and we'll get to the bottom of this. This top here was the 13th of July. that'll be it, guys. That'll be what I just messed up. Yeah, so 13th of July, which is yeah, so it obviously corresponds with this high here. So what you can see is a Nasdaq has now reclaimed that high, and as I did just show you, Tesla is nowhere near that high. If we want to work out in percentage terms, it is about, well, it's not far off 20% off the high, which is technically a bear market, isn't it? 20% move down is a bear market. So Tesla is now in a bear market, and the Nasdaq is higher than where it was at this point. So it's not inherently bullish, put it that way. So has Tesla lost its steam? Is this going to come down, and is the hot money going to come out of this asset and find a new home? That's point number one. That was obviously bullish for Bitcoin. The other one is the dollar index. Let's get have we got it on here? Yeah, no, yes, no, yes, no. We don't have the dollar index on here. It's okay. We will just type it here. I don't know why I need to select it from the list. So this is what I'm looking at, guys. We are on a daily 8, so tomorrow, well, I say tomorrow, in 59 minutes 53 seconds, it is going to be on a daily 9. Could we basically get some acceleration down on this daily 9? 100% we could. In fact, I would expect that. I always expect that. I never trade the 8 candle unless there's very special circumstances. But yeah, but I basically expect acceleration on the 9 usually. That's my default expectation. If it doesn't happen, then fair enough, but I wouldn't be trading now. But so what am I expecting? Acceleration on the daily 9. So take out this low here, some pull down. Yeah, of course, that's great for everything. And then that daily 9, I'd expect us to have a bit of a pullback. And where would I guess would be the best level to pull back to? Just the daily 21. Nothing major. Nothing serious, just the daily 21, which would be getting us around about the 94s, mid 94s potentially, and that will just have a bit of a negative impact on Bitcoin, basically. So yeah, so what I am thinking, how that translates to my views on Bitcoin is that we are gonna pop above here, but come back down, and then trade out this zone. A rejection above here again I think will definitely signal some downside, because that'll be twice the bulls haven't got paid breaking above this zone, and I mean, you'll be able to fully say that this ascending triangle has played out its projected move, and then it will be game on again, looking for new formations, of which I just think we'll trade sideways in the zone. Honestly, that's what I really think. The other likely scenario in my mind is that we do break above here. We get an acceleration, maybe to the middle of this zone, maybe even up to 14k. And then we pay out this bigger range and we form a support here. They are the two main scenarios that I am eyeing up. So yeah, that is basically my thoughts. Not much else to say really. Like I said, a lot of that realistically is predicated on two things. A potential retracing the dollar index, and don't forget, this is a uno, dos, tres, a 999. This is a 999, guys. So it has got a lot of potential to have a good correction. So it is definitely something that I'm taking very seriously. And this is the be all and end all of trading markets, you know, guys. The dollar basically. Not necessarily just this dollar index. There is the trade weighted dollar, and there is the dollar against other baskets of currencies. But yeah, basically it's down to the dollar. You get the dollar right, you will get everything right in the markets. You get the dollar right, you will get everything right in the markets. That's just one thing I want to make clear. And yeah, whilst I have been bearish of the dollar, which is why I've been bullish commodities and Bitcoin and yeah, and those things, oil. I do think we are going to get a short term retrace in the dollar. And in all fairness, fair enough, and trading up to the daily 21 is a great target, but maybe this will be one of those occasions where we will come into the trigger zone between the 21 and the 50 period, so that could get us easily above 95, at which point we're going to see a bit of an unwinding of some of these bullish commodity trades. And I mean, I don't think this is going to happen, but hey, markets always do things you don't think. The daily 200 is not off the cards either, guys. The daily 200 is not off the cards, and that would spell all sorts of trouble for these assets that we are playing around in. So yeah, we've got to be careful about this. We have got to be careful, not getting a bit ahead of ourselves with what is going on. Like I said, if that does happen and Bitcoin can trade sideways in this zone, then happy days. Because don't forget, this dollar strengthening, it's only this dollar strengthening against other currencies, and they're all trash. They're all trash currencies. So don't sort of think that the dollar strengthening is it strengthening against the real things, like the real assets, other assets. It's not. It's strengthening against other currencies, which are equally not real assets, as much as this isn't. So yeah, that is it really. Not too much else to say. I'm glad I'm not breaking out in fits of yawning or anything like that. So I have had loads of food just recently, so I did think I was going to be struggling in this video, but no, I'm actually okay. I'm actually okay, A-okay. So yeah, I mean, I think we're going to play out the this ascending triangle. Possibly pop above 11,800 if we got the strength, and then, but I mean, do I think of the two scenarios, do we break above here and trade in this zone, or do we just fake out again, come back and down and trade in this zone? I would pick this zone just as more likely scenario, and I mean, like I said, a lot of that is based off I see some incoming dollar strength. The other thing is that you will notice in markets that you will say people are trying to short this market, your stop would be above this candle, so we could potentially get a wick above this candle to basically trigger the people that are buying above that candle, and to trigger the stop losses for the people that are short, and they just have the stop losses there. Then we then get a higher high, and then we basically get slammed down again. Very likely scenario in my mind, of just infinite scenarios. But yeah, but that is just something we see in markets. It's something we've seen in Bitcoin before. It's just kind of how markets operate basically. I mean, we can kind of see it happen here. We have these highs, we have a nice little fake out, take out those highs, clean all the stops out, get the FOMO longs in, and then bang, look at the next daily candle. Absolute annihilation for the people that are long, and for the people that got stopped out the shorts, absolute despair seeing it. And that's just kind of how markets work. The market makers, the whales, the people playing, the bigger traders, they know where the liquidity pools are. For the not so sophisticated traders, and they will just hit those liquidity pools, and it's just as simple as that. So there we go. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and yeah, hopefully we can wake up tomorrow to some nice altcoin pumps. I'll catch you guys in the morning.